Welcome back to Horn and Fin Outdoors, and thank you for coming to watch my unboxing and review of my brand new Penn Special Senator reel. If you like anything that you see in this video, there are going to be links so you can purchase your own in the comments and the description of this video. Now let's get this puppy out of the box. Let's take a closer look at it. I'm getting into some different types of fishing this year, and what I'm going to include is some trolling of steel wire for striped bass, and that's where these Penn Special Senators come into play. I have used these reels on a charter boat that I have been on. I've been fishing with these guys for almost 20 years now, and they seem to be pretty good reels. So when I decided I was going to start trolling steel line myself, first thing I thought of was these Penn reels. I am a fan of Penn products. If you watch my channel, you'll see that I did a review on a Penn Squall 2. I'll put a link up in the upper right-hand corner here so you can check that out if you want to. I also did a review on a regular Penn Squall that I just set up this year and used for blackfish, which was a great reel. And I have purchased and done a review on a Penn Fierce reel that I use for striped bass. That's another good Penn product. So I've kind of been happy with Penn and their reels so far. Just a little bit of a disclaimer that I try and put a lot of my videos. I'm not getting sponsored by Penn. I'm not getting paid by Penn to do these videos. I just happen to like their reels. So when I buy them, I do a review video on them and I post it. The only way I get paid is if you go and you click on one of the links in the comment of the description to buy anything that you see in this video. Amazon gives me a little bit of a kickback for it. And if you do use those links, I really appreciate it because I make a little bit of money. Trust me, it's not a whole lot, but I make a little bit of money and it helps me fund my fishing habit and make more of these videos. So that's enough of the BSing. Let's get into this thing. Let's bust it open and see what's inside. Just before we open it, this is the Special Senator. The model number is 113H2SP, and the SP stands for Special Purpose. That is because it has a different spool than their standard reel has. This spool is aluminum, brass-coated aluminum or something like that, or the other way around, but is made for using on steel line, which is what I'm going to be doing. So as soon as I open the box, the first thing I see in here is the reel. There's little covers on the top of it. Let me get this off here. So here's the reel. These little covers on the top that sitting there to protect the little piece. They're garbage. And here is the reel. This is a beautiful reel, but before we look too far into it, let's take a look and see what else is in the box here. Okay, we got a bag of parts, and this is going to be the little mount. If you're going to mount this reel on a rod like I am, I'm not only going to be clamping it down to the rod, but I'm also going to use this brace for underneath it. This is a carbon fiber one, or I'm sorry, plastic one. But it's not, I don't want to say plastic. This sounds cheesy. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a hard piece of plastic that you use to help support this reel underneath the rod. And it comes with the mounting hardware for it. And there's this little handy dandy wrench. Now, these wrenches are great little tools to hang on to because it's got everything in it that you need to maintain your reel while you own it. And also in the bottom here, I see there is a parts diagram, which is great to have, and if you need to do any work on your reel or replace anything. And then there's also a little bit of a instruction manual about the reel. So that is the unboxing section of this reel. Now let's talk about the reel itself. So this reel is, it's got a little bit of weight to it. It is 35 ounces, so it's got some size. It is not a gigantic reel, but this is their 4.0 size, and it is for me, for what I'm going to be fishing for, perfect for striped bass and bluefish. I don't need a bigger size than this. I'm not hauling tuna 300 feet up off or out of 300 feet of water. I am going to be setting this reel up to troll steel line, either jigging or trolling like an umbrella rig. And I'll probably have about 400 feet of steel line on this reel when I'm done setting it up. If you want to see how I set this reel up and how I spool the steel onto here and all the steps that go into it, I did a review video on this with one of my other reels, my other Penn reel that I have. I will put a link up in the upper right hand corner so you can check that video out too to see how to set the reel itself up. But let's talk a little bit about this reel. Talked about the weight. It's got this power handle on the side. Well, actually, you know what? Let's start from this side. So it has these lightweight discs on the outside. It helps cut down the weight of the reel. And the first thing you see on the left-hand side here is this little knob. Now this knob adjusts the bearing that's in there to adjust the play on the spool. And it comes set from the factory. You should not have to mess with it. One thing that I do want to say is do not use that as a spool tension. That will damage your bearings. So this is not made to be spool tension. It's just made to adjust the play in the spool and help the reel to reel in a little bit easier. And again, it's set from the factory, so leave it like that. The clicker button is over here. When you push it forward, you've got, oh, I got the drag set too loose. You've got your clicker, and when you pull it back towards you, no clicker. So if you want to use a bait clicker on there, that's where the setting is. When it comes to the spool, like I mentioned before, this is the special purpose reel. So this reel does not have the black spool. It's a metal spool. This spool is made for using steel line. So it will handle the steel better and not wear down. The rod I'm going to be putting this on is a Tsunami. I can't remember the model of it. I will link the rod as well into the description, but it is a Tsunami rod that's made for trolling wire line. So all the guides on the rod have aluminum eyelets in them, so it's less wear and tear on the rod, less wear and tear on the spool of the reel. As we keep coming around here to the top, we have these little clips here, which if you want to safety your reel to the boat or safety it to your belt or whatever, that's what those are for. On this side here, we have the spool release. When you push it up, that releases the spool and lets it free spool out. And when you push it down, that is your retrieve, and it lets you bring the reel in. This reel has a 3.3 to 1 ratio. So for every one turn of the handle, the spool spins 3.3 times. And I believe, if I remember correctly, every turn of the handle pulls the line in 26 or 28 inches, somewhere in there. The handle, what I'm going to be doing with mine is this is just personal preference for me. I don't like this short throw on the handle. So this is an adjustable handle. This little cap comes off here with the tool that they give you. And then you can loosen the nut, and I bring the handle back and I put it in the extended position. It gives it a little bit more of a throw to the handle, which I prefer. And like I said, I think it's just personal preference. And while we're in the handle area, we have the drag system, the Star Drag. This is their HT100 system. They put this in a lot of their reels. I really like this drag system because it's so easy to use in pretty much all their reels that they have it like this. As you're reeling the fish in, it's easy to just adjust it with your thumb or your finger to tighten the drag or loosen the drag. You don't have to, like a spinning reel, you have to reach up front and adjust the drag. So when you have these conventional reels, it's nice where you can just adjust it on the fly as you're going, and you don't have to, hopefully you won't lose your fish. One thing that I just saw happen here that I was really impressed with the first time I held a brand new, one of these reels brand new in my hand, is how easy the reel spins. You know, you just put it in your hand and move your hand and that reel spins. So that is smooth. And first time I picked it up in dead, I was like, ooh, this is sexy. So yeah, I'm a little crazy. I think fishing reels are sexy, but you guys probably do too. That's why you're watching this. So yeah, that's the spool and the handle and everything else that's involved in this reel. So far, so good. Again, I have been using these reels for probably almost 20 years, I think. Penn has been in business since like 1936 or something like that. But I know the charter boat that I go out on here in Connecticut, they use these reels, and I've been happy with them doing exactly what I'm setting these reels up to do on my own boat now. So when it came time to do it, the only thing I can think of is using one of these Penn reels. So yeah, I know that this is an unboxing video and I'm just taking this brand new reel out of the box, but I do have experience with these reels. They are great reels. They're durable. They last a long time. I picked this one up on Amazon for, I think it was $198, something like that. So they are not cheap, but they're also definitely not at the top end of the spectrum as far as fishing reel prices go. I have always been a proponent of kind of middle ground in anything I buy. So I try not to buy the cheapest. I try not to buy the most expensive. But a $200 fishing reel, yeah, it can make a dent in your pocket. but I think this is something that's going to last for a long time with very little maintenance involved in it and a little bit of having it gone through every year or two. So shouldn't be a big deal. But I am very happy with this reel so far. I cannot wait to get it spooled up with my steel line and get out there in the water and start catching fish with it. I think if you buy one of these reels, you'll be happy with it too. Penn is a great name. They make solid reels. The Senator and Special Senator reels have been around for a long time, so they're tried and true workhorses. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned something about this reel that you didn't know, which I hope is the case. Hopefully, if you buy one, you'll use the links that I'm putting in the comment and the description section. Send me some pictures of you reeling in some fish with your new reel. And I think that's everything I'm going to cover. So I am going to thank you very much for watching this video. I wish you all nothing but tight lines and short blood trails, and I am definitely going to see you on the next video.